we got to start this with some apologies, right? Like an apology to Aaliyah Boston. That comes from me for being critical at the beginning of the season because she has been awesome. She's such a good pick and roll ball screen partner with Caitlin Clark. She's such a smart player. She's finishing around the rim. She's playing defense. She's rebounding. She's doing everything to help the team. She can read the defense in a different way from a different point of view than Clark, but it's really helping them. Kelsey Mitchell, some people called her selfish. Well, she's a bucket. She is electric as a scorer, a perfect complement to Caitlin Clark. She made a very good defensive play late against the Lynx as well. And her and Caitlin together have been dominant in the clutch. They're third and fourth in the league in clutch points. She's consistently getting buckets when it matters. Then there's Christy Sides, right? Christy Sides, who every Indiana Fever fan wants her fired after every game. I'm sorry. They don't get from where they were to where they are without her deserving some credit. And then Caitlin Clark has improved to the degree where she can struggle from the floor and still have her will felt on the game. The Fever won an ugly one. That's the kind of thing you want to see from a really good team. That's the kind of thing you want to see against a Lynx team, albeit that was undermanned without Nafisa out there. But nonetheless, the Fever still, won a game against a team that had come in as a defensive stalwart, right? They beat the Liberty recently. They beat the Mercury recently. They started the season, 1-8. They're 10-6 since then, with a firm hold on a playoff spot, looking like an actual threat or a monster that woke up, right? And, you saw some of what I was talking about in this game. I mean, even in the fourth quarter, Caitlin's struggling from the floor, but she's able to get a viral highlight clip because she's pushing it. She's fighting through it. She's continuing to play. She didn't let that get to her whatsoever. And then she could hit them with this right here. Skirt. Oh, there you are. You fell down. That's okay. I got the bucket. And, the Fever are really loved, even on the road. There's a moment in the game where Caitlin is gesturing to the crowd to get up in a road game, not their arena. The Lynx coach, Cheryl Reeve, before the game said she didn't give a shit if, Fever fans were in the building. This had to sting a little bit, right? Just a little bit. In your own gym? Come on. Come on. And of course, Cheryl Reeve had famously done the whole that part thing with Caitlin Clark before the year started and everything else that came along with that. She said like somebody had posted the league only cares about Caitlin. She said that part. And of course, she's the coach of the U.S. team. Whatever. Nonetheless, back to the coach of the Fever. She tried some things. Tried some things in this game. She tried Wheeler early. I think the point of that was to get Clark off the ball a little bit so that she could get some looks because the Lynx were harassing her. And then she also made good calls, I thought, out of timeouts in this one. And on top of that, is now playing her best players the most minutes. Because it's not just that they're getting, this is a broken record now to talk about Clark producing, to talk about obviously Boston producing. And now Melissa Smith produces more nights than she don't, right? More nights than she don't. They got 17 from Clark, 21 from Mitchell, 17 from Boston, 11 from Smith. And then some contributions in some other areas. I mean, they played Lou Samuelson and Lexi Hull. Those are the players people wanted to see. Katie Lou Samuelson stepped up and hit a couple of threes in this one. That's what they really need. If they can get any defense and any three-point shooting from the rest of the roster, they're Gucci. They're in good shape. If that happens. Because they're getting the consistent production from their all-stars plus Smith. And, it's such a stark difference, from early in the season that it's almost staggering. And this team looked pathetic. I was wondering if they're going to be the top pick in the draft again. But instead, they're sitting up there celebrating accomplishments at the press conference.
Caitlin, you passed for a second one time now. Rookie season.
Yeah.
And you do it in Minneapolis where you obviously have a lot of fond memories here. What does that mean to you? Does that add any sort of sentimental value to do that in this building?
Not really. Probably something I won't remember. I don't know. It's cool. You are so funny, girl.
And look, that's 3 All-Stars sitting up there. Deservedly so. Rightfully so. Every single game. That's why when Mitchell struggled against the Mystics, I was like, whatever, she's proven herself. When Boston was in foul trouble in that game, I was like, whatever, she's proven herself now. That, those two things combined, why they lost that game. And it's going to happen. They were not going to play great every single night. That's just not realistic for basketball. Caitlin didn't shoot the ball very well in this one, right? Like, she struggled. But unlike earlier in the year, when that would happen, she kept going and going. And her teammates now trust her. And they're now functioning as a unit because this is a potent team when they can get out and go. So I would not want to see them in a first-round playoff series. Let me put it that way. They currently sit at 7th. I could see them finishing 6th in the standings. And, Caitlin can laugh off, I'm not going to remember it because she's going to break all these damn records. She broke the turnover record in the game, so her haters have something to celebrate. Most turnovers ever. That's going to be a banner put somewhere in a hater's basement. We need a live look from the hater's basement who put that banner up. But this is a year that started looking like it was rough. It was rough. I mean, I remember doing videos where I was thinking about if people would still be interested in the team. If people would still care or they would check out. But you look now, and all of a sudden, you got a real squad coming together. That's why I was excited after the last game, and everybody got all upset. They were up 30 points in the last game. Runs happen. Sometimes leads dissipate. They were up 30 points. It shows you they were doing something. And if you look at like the sample now over a pretty long period of time, not only are they improving, they're beating good teams while doing so. Caitlin's only getting better. Mitchell and Boston are steady. Smith is helping. Give me a little Katie Lou, a little Lexi Hall. And we're all going to have Indiana fever, I guess. I didn't have a better way to end it. Sorry.